Right, good evening. This is not Dave G8GKQ, Simon G4ELI, as you can tell by the sign up there. Dave has an issue. Well, who doesn't? Talking about being retired, Colin, being a computer programmer, there's the old saying, computer programmers never die, they just decompile. Lip sync is something I've mentioned before. One problem we've got with the various solutions we have here is we don't have a definitive receiver. There's probably going to be complaints about my audio being a bit on the low side. We don't have a definitive receiver we can use for accurate calibration. And everybody else is using FFmpeg, but then again, it also depends on your own computers and things. So maybe the brains trust ought to get together and try and work out a definitive solution. What have I been doing? Have a guess. Been working on SDR television, but getting very, very close to releasing version 1.1. And this week, I've done something I'd been putting off because it wasn't essential, and it turned out to be easier than I expected. When you use OBS Studio, you only actually have one resolution that you can select. It's the resolution you define in OBS Studio. Well, I've used a video resizer option in Windows, so it's part of the whole framework that I'm using. So now with OBS Studio, when you select OBS Studio, I can offer you a whole range of resolutions from the resolution you've selected all the way down to 360 by, I'm not sure what, 180 or something. I have to check. But this is actually very good because I've been testing on 125 kilosymbols per second. It's been working well. And Ziggy has also, in Germany, he's been using this. So that is working. And I've just been working, at the moment in front of me on the development computer here, setting up it, making it optional and explaining what it's all about. I don't know what on earth this thing is, what on earth that is I've written down there. Oh, yeah, about Ziggy, that's it. Weather's been marvellous. It's sort of payback for the wet winter we had. Had lovely weather. And one thing I discovered, I got a new telephone. There we go, just to prove it. New telephone. And it's got a newer version of Android, and I've connected it up to Windows using the standard Windows integrate your telephone into Windows. And to my great surprise, my telephone will now work as a virtual camera with SDR television. And I've actually tried it. And so next week I'll demonstrate that. I suppose everyone here has done this already. But I was very surprised. So I've got, with my telephone, a very, very usable, what do you call it, shaky cam, telecam, phone cam or whatever. Otherwise, there we go. Not much more from me. My hairy hound is down here. And as we're all taking short overs, we're going to be out of here before closing time. So over to Martin, G8KOE. I'll just see if Dave's got things going. Hang on. Okay, right. Dave has rebooted. I think Dave means he's rebooted his computer, but if not, we've rebooted Dave. So let's have an over from Dave Mark II. And Dave, when assuming you do come on, pass it over to Martin. And Martin, if Dave doesn't appear, then you take it. This is G4ELI.
G4ELI and the net, G8GKQ. Okay, thanks for accommodating me there. I don't know whether I've got a loose USB lead or something, but I've had it, the Jetson has stopped producing video a couple of times while I've been testing earlier this evening. Anyway, we seem to be all right now. I'll go through quickly. The muntjacks, do not despair, Keith. We put them in the shop, and that's so that we can get the description in the shop right before people buy them. And there is one last software issue we're looking to resolve before we put them on sale, so that we get the best possible product. So I still have a stock of them here, which will go in the shop when they're ready. I've done some work on Portsdown, A, to support Muntjac, and B, to put an ISS tracker, which will control hamlib compatible rotators into Portsdown. I would ask you not to update at the moment, because there's another bug that's come up, a bit of bit rot. One of the libraries I use has been changed, and I need to change the code to accommodate it. I have a solution, it's just a matter of getting it in there and releasing it. But within a couple of days we'll have an ISS tracker in Portsdown. There's no great rush, because the ISS is only above the horizon in the early hours of the morning at the moment. Lip sync, we'll come to that last, I think. I will only go once round. I'll be watching for the rest of the net though. I hope this picture will come out properly and not cause the crash that it caused earlier. I went to a concert on Monday night. Rick Astley at Bournemouth, and my son was on the crew. And we had a discussion about lip sync, because they have some big screens either side of the stage. You should be able to see that, I hope. Some big screens either side of the stage there. And I noticed the lip sync was out. And he said, and it's out by 380 milliseconds. And he said, yeah, we had a discussion about that, but nobody really notices. And myself and my other son, who was in the audience, both said, that's horrible. But anyway, back to me. That's it. Good evening all, and round to Martin.
Right, this is going to be a KOE. Right, let's mute the sound there. Now, Dave's audio was fine in OBS and fine in SDR television, which I've got on the receive panel set to +400. In the going on the cog and going into the settings there, I set my audio up so as on OpenTuner it looked to be in sync, and setting to +400 on SDR television, it, when I checked it earlier, was okay. Probably not okay now. Now, when Simon came up, sticking to those same settings, if I took the sound from OpenTuner and the picture from SDR television, he was in sync. If I took both from SDR television, he was way out. So I need an idiot's guide of where I'm going wrong, but I think if I'm in sync, then what I've done, so I don't know. Anyway, I've been playing, let's change the subject completely. I've been playing with the Amiga's emulator and such like, and a program that was written by Robin GLXEU when we had the Worthing Video Repeater Group, which I was chairman at one point, then repeater keeper for all the repeaters down there. And we raised money by selling transmitter kits and also this particular program. Well, the only version I've got at the moment is a copy of Robin's that he pulled off of his hard drive, I think, and sent to me. I've been trying to get it going in the emulator, and had some success this evening. Let's launch that up there, and if I change to the center screen, he says, oh, I don't want that one. There we go. Sorry about that, that's my sound sync video. Right, that's what it looks like in the emulator. So if we and we click on there. Now, okay, it's not found the right fonts. So it's something I've got to do, but you can also, yes, it's registered, and I'll have to find him because he hid the secret place that he registered his call sign. But that's all done in the emulator, and it's got DTMF. Built into it, and various other bits and pieces, text and QRA and scroll. Oh, can't operate the mouse, but you can put what you want in the scrolling stuff. So we managed to get that far, which for me is quite an achievement. So that's where we stand. But that's in the emulator in Windows, obviously. There we go. Anyway, right. I think it goes back to. Is it Keith? I think it goes back to Keith. Yeah, I can't see where the listing is there, so I'll put up a test card and put everybody out of their misery from G8KE.
Right, good evening all. Hopefully some of you can see me tonight. Right, before we go any further, let me just put the audio back on again. Now, to me, that looks as near as damn it's spot on. But I think the problem is, and I think Simon's sort of hinting at it, it depends on your receiver, what receiver you're using, what software you're using, etc., etc., etc. I could go on to something else now and the lip sync wouldn't be as good. It's the only way I can think it's going to be cured is if there was a timestamp on the video, a timestamp on the audio, and the two in the receiver are recombined together. But that's too complicated for us. So I think we're always going to have problems with audio. The video we've cracked, we've got video going pretty darn good, to be honest. But the audio, yeah, that's too easy. We don't spend enough time on that, do we? Anyway, I've been quite busy today, actually, from various bits and pieces. I'm quite pleased with myself. One item I won't mention, I did mention on SQ, but I won't bother on here because I can't demonstrate it anyway. For you, David, on USB plugs, the common thing that seems to go on them is on the actual socket. And I was looking quickly to see if I could find something. No. But on the actual socket, if you can get to the side of it, what inevitably happens is, where you're always plugging things in, pulling things out, it kind of wobbles a bit on the way out. There's two flanges on the side, and those two flanges often get pushed out flat. So the actual plug, when you put it in there, it doesn't sit straight and it can move. What I've done with mine is I've pushed those flanges back in to the middle again, and that's made the port much more reliable afterwards. I've got to do it on one of my laptop ports. It's done the same. You've only got to knock the lead and it loses the USB connection. So that was that. Now everyone's talking about retro stuff at the moment, and I was playing around. Well, you can see it there in the background. A PK232, which I've resurrected. I've finally got this piece of work, a bit of software working. If I just quickly go over to it, there we go. So this is a Python piece of software by I forgot his call sign now. Where is it? It's bound to be here somewhere. There we go. By OE3 GAS. it's available on GitHub, and it's multi-platform, so that'll work on Macs, Windows, and Linux, and it allows you to use those old boxes again. At the moment, I'm just listening to APRS, which, as I said on SQ, I've no idea of what the point of APRS is. Yeah, I'm still here, etc. It doesn't compute to me why, for a reason, and lots of people wouldn't understand us with our TV either. So that's that. But the thing is, you can change the modes and stuff. So you might see, I know you won't see, I'm on a different thing, but you've got all the various modes on there, so it's a lot easier doing it. It's got the fax on there for doing the weather faxes again, which it always used to do really well. And the other one it's got is that signal identification mode, which I always remember or forgot about really, but I remember now was very, very useful, especially when you're trying to decode FSK type signals and you want to know what it is and what the likelihood is and what the baud rate is, etc. But it's extremely useful, and it's working again. An old bit of kit that sat for years basically collecting dust, and it's now working. So yeah, it's called PK232PY. If you do a search on that, if you're interested, you'll find it on GitHub. I've just got an API only for tracking assets, etc. Yeah, I get that, but the amount of people that I seem to see on there that have got it just saying, I'm a fixed station, I'm here, and by the way, I'm still here, and a few minutes later, I'm still here. I don't know. It doesn't compute with me. But yeah, so that's that. What else have I got? That'll do, I think. I've probably gone over my 5 minutes, haven't I? Anyway, I'm sorry, I went into waffle mode. Round 2, Duncan, G7, Victor Fox, G7 JTT.
G7 JTT and the net, G7 VVF. Good evening, everybody. I've been writing down some notes as to what people have been saying. Lip sync, so I'm using OpenTuner, the most recent version, and I have 2 VLC players, 1 MPV and 1 FFmpeg, and the lip sync is different on all of them. Well, obviously the 2 VLCs are the same, and weirdly again, Simon's pictures were frozen on the VLC players, which is very odd because last week they weren't. It was fine on all the players. I don't understand really. Maybe, yeah, I don't know. Amigas, yes, as I said last week, I've got a few in the loft, but they're tucked behind a massive pile of stuff, so they're not going to be coming out in the near future. Rick Astley, Dave, saw him a few years ago at the Royal Albert Hall doing a Christmas hits and things like that. It was quite good. I was very late home from work that day, so we only managed to get there for the second half, but it was quite nice. We were in a box, and the guy sitting in the front of the box, he was on his own, and he had a bottle of champagne to himself, which was quite interesting. But there you go. Retired, yes, well done, Colin. I've been retired 2 and a bit years now, and how on earth I ever managed to fit in work in my busy schedule, I've got no idea, but there we go. You'll find that it doesn't matter how many hours you've got in the day, you'll find stuff to fill them quite easily, I think. After last week's t-shirt being the VU meter, tonight's t-shirt is American Graffiti, one of my favourite films. Right, GB3EN. Of course, I've started waffling and I forgot to set my timer. So if I set it now, I've still got, look at that, I've still got 5 minutes to go. That's good, isn't it? The PA is being put into an enclosure over here. I'm waiting for some bits, which is why it's a pile of bits at the moment. The 70 centimetre big wheel antenna turned up today. What else? Pluto. So my dead Pluto that I was talking about last week, I found someone on the internet, because I looked at, I think Mike mentioned about a mod or something to bypass it, but looking at what I found out about that, that seems to be on quite early Plutos. This is a revision D Pluto, even though it's several years old, and it's not like the revision A Plutos or whatever they are. But I did find someone who had a similar problem, an overvoltage issue that had killed his Pluto, and on there is, you won't be able to see it, that one there, that multi-legged IC is a voltage regulator with a maximum of 5.5 volts in. It produces a few voltages out, certainly 1.8 and 3.3 I think it is, and when I measure those they are both shorted to ground. So this fella, he changed the chip and he fixed his Pluto, so I'm ever hopeful that that will work for me. But soldering surface mount multi-leg chips is always a little bit tricky anyhow. So I ordered some of those, but it was a bit weird. I ordered one from an AliExpress supplier, and PayPal told me that the transaction hadn't gone through. Would I like to do it again? So I did it again, and now I've got two because the first one did work, it seems. And then I looked at the state of play with those, and they just said, one said waiting, I think, or no, to ship. That was it, to ship. And the other one said something about waiting delivery or something, which I couldn't understand what that meant. It made me think that they didn't actually have the parts in stock and they were waiting for them to come in before they sent them out to me. So as I had no idea when they were going to turn up, I ordered another one from another supplier. They're not terribly expensive, they're about £5 or something, and a couple of quid postage or something like that. And then today I find out that the two I did bought originally are now on their way. So I may well end up with 3 of those chips, but there we go. Right, well, I've had 2 and a bit minutes on my clock that I started at about 3 minutes, so I reckon that's about 5 minutes all done for me. So I think for me it's back to Keith, and
Oh, and now let's see how long this lasts. Yes, Mike. Good evening, Mike. I'm not late due to the timing. I'm late due to the fact I couldn't get the gear to work. It's been so long since I've been on television. Anyway, yes. Good evening, all. Thanks, Keith, very much for letting me in so late. I'll try and stick to the 5-minute rule. I was busy making notes earlier on, but then I realised I couldn't get the transmitter to work, so it's taken me that long to do that. Just incompetence, basically. But Colin, I liked your carriage clock. I don't know what make it is, or whether it's a vintage or a new one. I was just going to say, let's risk everything by. Oh no, that's not going to work. No, I've got a couple of. Well, I've got about 5 carriage clocks actually, Colin. I've got one in the shack here awaiting treatment though, so I was going to show you that. But now it would appear that the unsteady cam's not working. I have to blow all these cobwebs off more often. Anyway, so congratulations on the retirement and the clock, Colin. And Mike, you appear to be in Bolton, so that's jolly good. Right. Well, that's about a minute and a half, I think. So that's probably more than enough while I tidy things up here. Oh, Rare Dog X-ray. Oh, it's hello, Dave. And hello, Duncan. Yes, hello, everyone on the net. Right, I'll stop that and put it round to back to you, Keith. GU6EFB and the BATC net G4FKK standing by.
Yeah, G for FKK. Yeah, GU6EFB. Hi there, Martin. Yeah, nice to see you, and also nice to see everybody else on the net tonight. Yeah, my wife was walking past Colin when she saw your caption, and she said, "Say to Colin, welcome to full-time employment, i.e. the XYL's got a nice long list for you." Anyway, congratulations on the retirement there, Colin. And yeah, a lot more time to do all the things you want to do, which will be absolutely great. Good net as always. Always learn something. I know my lip syncs out, so I will try Martin's suggestion. I've got a Winter Hill, a Pico tuner, a mini tuner running tonight, as well as SDR Telly, and everybody's lip sync is different on all of them, so there we go. Not sure who's right and who's wrong, but as Dave says, does it really matter? Round to you there, Colin. G4KLB and the group GU6EFB.
Okay, thanks a lot. I've got to try and kill this audio quick. There we go, that's it, right. Got there. Okay, very good. We'll have some retro test cards, shall we? Some retro test cards. That's genuine Amiga ones, those are. Which have been seen many times before. I've never had that BATC one before, but I know a lot of people have got that one. But very good indeed. Excellent. Yes. So, thank you, Keith. Thanks to your XY Elliot. I know what she's trying to say. But yes, I've already found there's not enough hours in the day. Hello. What's going on? Oh, there we are. Who's that one? Oh yes. They say when you retire you will travel more. Well, they don't tell you that's to the doctor's appointments. That's what that says on there. So you won't be able to see that, will you? But I can probably. There you go. Oh dear. Oh, that's how I see HKN. Okay, very good. I can see that. Very good. Good evening to you as well. All right. Okay. Oh dear. Oh dear. That's very true, actually. That is, isn't it? I think. Oh, I didn't set the timer. I'll have to do a. I should have to. I should do what Duncan did and steal a few more minutes. Right. Okay then. That'll give me a clue. At least I'll have some reference, won't I? Really. But yes, the clock here, the make. I'll say I've got the grandfather clock downstairs, which I showed you. You'll probably be able to identify this actually. If I have seen there is a maker's mark on it. If I do this, there we are. There we are. I think if we open this door in the back here, I think it's up the top there, isn't it? So yes, there we are. There we are. There is the maker's mark. So that will probably mean something to Martin. There we are. It needs a clean apparently. There's the key. The key is in there. The key's in the way now because I'm not sure if it's supposed to live in there or not, but that's where it is. And you can see on the top there, it's doing its thing. It ticks quite fast actually. So this is a genuine one, but the lads at work had obviously had a whip round and they decided on this one. Apparently they said the first we got you a first one which was nice and shiny, but one of the hands fell off. so they got a replacement, and his XYL decided she liked it, so they're keeping it. So oh dear. Anyway, there we are. That was a bit unexpected, I have to say. The lads were really good actually. The lads were really good. What's the time? 3 minutes. I think I've got enough time. Yeah, the lads were really good. I think I've got a picture. Have I got a picture? Let me see. That's probably on there, I suspect. Yes, there they are. everybody from every shift turned up for the breakfast, the last breakfast, and even 3 people who'd retired some time ago, quite some time ago, all turned up as well, and I was quite moved by it all, actually, that some of the retired members, 3 of them, turned up for that, because that was pretty good, that I have to say. Anyway, there we go. That's that's that. I'll tidy this lot up afterwards, I suspect. Right, I reckon that's probably close to 5 minutes, thereabouts. Okay then. So oh, I see. I think it must be going to Mike, I suspect, unless he's disappeared. I don't think he has, so I'm assuming it's Mike. G0MJW to take it. G4KLB.
Okay, thank you, Colin. Just waiting for the picture to appear on my screen. Good, that's there. I don't know what my lip sync's like. Hopefully it's okay, more or less. 1, 2. Yeah, but I'm not listening, so I don't know. And I'm not looking at the chat at the moment because I've only got one screen up here and too many things to go on it. But very interesting net. Good to see you, Martin, for a long time. I did comment on the flowers. They look very nice. And yeah, Colin's clock is good too. So interesting to find out a bit more about that. Right, someone mentioned APR. I think it was John. So I bought one of these things from AliExpress, and I put the link in the chat earlier. And here it is. Only took a week to turn up in a 3D printed case because I've got a 3D printer behind me next to the not quite genuine Lowry. So yeah, got a little screen on everything. Seems to work with the right firmware that you can download. Handy for going out walking. Some of the people around here, the local Bolton Wireless Club, a lot of people have got them, so I thought I'd get one. They meet on Mondays. Now, the other thing that was mentioned, and I don't know if this is going to work because of the transmission, is the phone. So Siggy didn't obviously hasn't come across this, but let me just resume the video. I don't know if this is going to work, as I say. I suspect it might not. But let's see. Okay, yeah, that's working. So what isn't working is my mouse. Just give me a second. Hopefully it will transition at some point. No, the mouse is given up to be transmitting, so we'll maybe not be able to swap over. It is a bit annoying, right? Right. Yeah. So I'm using keyboard to step through the various options. Ah. No, this is not going to work. Not an ideal solution. We'll plug in a mouse. Now it should work. There we go. Of course the phone is not in the right position, but you get the idea. And there's the view out the window. It's gone dark now because we're in, well, a bit further north than I normally am, but it goes dark a bit later. So there you go, just a phone, and you can see me holding it up, and you can do things like switch to front, and you should start to see me and go to the other thing, and the other things too. So definitely possible, and I didn't do anything in OBS, it just worked. Right, so hopefully that's enough of that. Sorry about the delay with the issue with the mouse stopping working because of the transmission. But it is Bluetooth, and the transmission is on 2.4 gigahertz. Right, okay. Who's next? Simon, G4ELI. Round to Simon. G0MJW.
Hello. Yeah, still got some G4ELI here. Okie dokie. A few comments. Like, my handwriting is diabolical. Yeah, I've never really retired. I get state pensions from UK and Switzerland, but I still carry on working. And there's many people writing halfway decent software into their 80s. Now, Gareth asked about using SDR television with 66 kilosamples per second. Because I've got this down sampling, I've got these extra low resolutions which are now available. The answer is yes, it could be done, but what I've got to do is for narrow bandwidth, if you mute the audio, then no audio is sent. I've got to do that. Unfortunately, one thing, I am restricted by Microsoft, who are of course restricted by law, from the AAC profiles they can use. Everyone who's using FFmpeg and using narrow or low bandwidth outputs, you're actually in breach of licensing, and it says so in FFmpeg if you read all the stuff inside it. But the good news is that all this is going to fall out of patent in 2028. So what I'm getting at is when I send audio through SDR television, it will be 48 kilobits per second with Windows 11, and with Windows 10 it's actually 96. There's nothing I can do about that until Microsoft update the codecs when these AAC licenses or patents lapse. We had the same sort of thing with MP3. Some of you may remember MP3, something called LAME, which was not really very legal to use. My take on lip sync, the only thing we can really do is whether, irrespective of the software you're using, you set the receiver so that a known good transmission, for example, we could take somebody called Colin, you listen or you watch and listen to Colin, you adjust your receive lip sync so that Colin's perfect, and then you adjust your own transmit offset so that your own signal comes through. Regarding the concert lip sync, well, of course, the lip sync is not going to be correct for everybody in the concert. Just look at the speed of sound. And one sort of as an aside, someone I know who I'm not at liberty to mention, does sound systems for big concerts. And for one problem you've got is the audience come in, and over time, over a period of say 2 or 3 hours, they breathe. And while they're breathing, we're getting water, moisture into the air, which affects the frequency response of the concert hall very slightly, and you lose the highs as that. You start losing them. And this is noticeable in some recordings. So good concert engineers are always continually adjusting that for the recording. I mean, it's very, very minor, but some people are blessed or afflicted with extremely good hearing. Now, I do have a question for Martin, FKK, and it's this. I have some, not carriage clocks, but the clocks you'd have on the mantelpiece. Mantel clocks, are they called? The sort of things you'd have 60, 70, 80 years ago in a house. I've got a couple of those, which belong to my grandfather. But I have no keys for winding them up. I'm assuming these were some sort of standard key. Just wondering if they're available. I suppose I could Google this, but that's it. Anyway, I'm just currently enjoying scrolling through all the stuff on AliExpress. My goodness, there's wonderful stuff there, all of which I do need. And Mike, thanks for demonstrating the mobile phone camera. One reason I had to upgrade is I had to upgrade my phone. My previous was stuck on Android 10, which at the end of April will not be supported by some security applications. So I needed to get more recent. So I bought the bottom of the range Samsung, an A17 5G, which has got guaranteed from Samsung the next 6 major Android updates. So there we go. Very, very happy with it. Love the user interface. I do find user interface work very difficult, and what Samsung and Google have done is marvellous. Right, that's 5 minutes from me. Next we have Duncan. I think, unless, just we move a window over here so I can read it. Is it Duncan? I don't see anybody saying it isn't. No, lots of chit-chat. Over to Duncan then, G7VVF from G4ELI.
Is it me? I wasn't expecting that. I haven't seen the list, I don't think. Oh, I'll start my timer. There we go. Where's the list? Oh yeah, there it is. I'm last. Okay, fair enough. I haven't got an awful lot more to add to what I was saying, but some interesting stuff about the Pluto in the chat, so I'll have a look at those. So conflicting things really. So two different reports of stuff I've now read, the USB chip and the voltage regulator chip as well. Okay, fair enough. But if you take out the USB chip, I mean there's two, isn't there? One in front of either, or one in front of each of the USB sockets. I presume it's that very little 8-pin device that I can barely see with my own eyes. But so one of them would never have been connected, so hopefully that one's okay. But who knows? Oh well, we'll see what happens really. Yeah. Oh, so back to Rick Astley. At my daughter's wedding some 12 years ago, my son did a reading at the, and he just basically read out the whole of Rick Astley's biggest hit, Never Gonna Give You Up, which you don't really recognise to start with because there's no music with it, and it's not read in time with the music or anything like that. But after a while you think, those words sound really familiar, and then you finally click. Anyway, it generated a good laugh, which was good, so there you go. Okay, I've had me 3 minutes, that will do I think, because I don't really have anything else to add. So round to Martin by the look of
Yep. Yes, that did come round quickly, didn't it? G7VVF and the BATC net G4FKK. See if my lip sync's working. Hang on. Probably not, with all the other faults I've had today. Oh, yeah, looks okay. Jolly good. Well, that was all very interesting. Good evening, Roger, G3IUZ. I'm glad you got your clock working. And yeah, the barrel only helps if the spring breaks where yours breaks normally. And I found that out the hard way. And yeah, hopefully I'll be able to get on a bit more often, Roger, although Thursday nights are normally very busy here. But Anne's out, my wife's out tonight, so at some show in London. And as a consequence, my daughter decided it wasn't worth coming round here. Not if I had anything to do with the cooking, or she might have to instead. Thanks, Mike, for the comments on the flowers. I shall pass on your remarks to Anne and also Wolfgang's there. Ah, yes, Colin, you're I think I've got my unsteady cam working again. Let's have a look. Where is it? Very interested in the escapement on your clock. I've moved. I noticed this one actually normally lives under the flowers actually, but this is a very old clock. However, it's got quite a new escapement in it. I'm probably my unsteady cam is very unsteady, but that's an original you've got in yours. Looks like a cylinder escapement to me on your clock. I wouldn't mind another look at that if you have a few minutes after the net. This originally would have had the same escapement as yours. The one that's waiting to be mended is here. Actually, let's fast forward time, because the difference, the other difference with this clock is it's a chiming, a striking clock. So if I fast forward time, let's look the right way. I don't know if you probably can't hear it bonging because you can't see it bonging either. Anyway, it's bonging because of my noise cancelling microphone. Anyway, yes, so that's a very nice nice gift, and the lads that you're going away to look a good set of sorts, as it were. Could have been radio amateurs looking at them. I'll quickly whiz through the notes because I'm nearly done with the time, aren't I? Yep, good to see you too, Mike. Simon, yeah. You can get keys if you measure the arbor sticking out of the barrel of the winding. You'll be able to find keys on eBay. I can't give you a site offhand, but you're definitely still working that. And yeah, concert sounds annoying, isn't it? In the very old day, when I first joined my band, Fast Eddie's Blues Band, if you want to know, me or one of my colleagues would set the sound up, and you could set it all up beautifully before the audience got in. And even with our medium-sized audiences, it made all the difference. But now, and I'm talking in terms of feedback through microphones and things, but now Fast Eddie does all the sound, and he just presses a button on some digital thing, and it sort of goes, and then it's perfect for the whole night. Amazing. Mantle clock, yes, keys on eBay. Android 10, I think my phone must be on that as well. I didn't know it was going out of date. It's constantly trying to get me to update to Android 12, which is probably out of date as well. And good luck with the Pluto, Duncan. Good to see you, bud. I haven't seen you for ages and ages. I've got a Pluto Plus here somewhere with every single tiny chip seems to have blown up. Right. One of them is a radio amateur. That was your fault, was it, Colin? Yeah, I might have guessed. Sound reflection off the back at the O2. Not surprised. Oh, thank you, Manfred, for the comments on the lip sync. Right. Good. I'm sorry I missed you, Dave, if you're still watching. And hopefully I'll be able to catch up again with more of you soon. So with that, back round to you, Keith. Thanks ever so much for letting me in. And I'll look forward to the next one. GU6EFB and the BATC net. Let's put a test card up. This is G4FKK saying a very good night to everyone. Cheerio.
Yeah, G4 FKK and the group GU6EFB. Okay, Martin. B4. Yeah, nice to see you, and don't leave it so long before you pop up again. Really good net. Everybody's up to some nice, interesting things. Thanks for showing us, and good luck with the repair there, Duncan, on the Pluto. I've had to repair one, and yeah, a bench magnifier, binocular magnifier, was very, very useful in yeah, kind of controlling where the soldering iron was going there. Yeah, kind of Mike was showing his tracker. There's my little Heltec tracker with all built into a little case, and mine's got a little battery in the back, and this one is on 433 megahertz, so you can get them on 433s, 868, and there's also an American frequency on 902 or something like that. So be careful which one you buy, make sure you get the one you want. But it's good fun, and yeah, we're playing with Meshtastic nodes around here, and we're getting into the UK and into France with about 100 milliwatts on 868 megahertz, which is really interesting. Useful for watching the propagation on the higher frequencies there. Not a lot else to add from here, so thanks all for popping up. Really enjoyed it. Wish everyone a good week, and we'll catch you next Thursday. I'm off to try and sort out my lip sync, following everybody's suggestions. I've made a load of notes, so we'll see how it goes. This is GU6EFB closing the BATC net and leaving the frequency clear for anyone who wants to take it.
Okay then, I'll pop back up just to have a word with Martin. Just mute that. There's my other clock. This is the pride and joy, this one. I've got to get the timing right on that, but it's pretty good. But yes, this used to belong to my father, and then and was in the hotel for many years. So yeah, there we are. Brown of Chester, number 347. Although I think it's been messed about with a little bit. But yeah, there we are. So that's the other one. Right, okay. The bit in question. The bit in question. Let's have a look at this. Let's have a look at this clock here. Then let's go shaky cam. I think. Yeah. So we can have a. You can have a look at this. This is what you wanted to see. So I'll see if I can. Let's see if I can get it without the reflection. Really, isn't it? There we are. That's. We'll see if we can get a bit closer. There we are. So that is what's in there. We've got a bit of a reflection with the beveled bit of glass, but I think you can see that. But anyway, there it is. It's right over one way, isn't it, at the minute? But that's the little boy there. There's a jewel in there. Look. Excellent. Let's see if we can go in a bit more. There we go. But it is a bit shaky cam, I'm afraid, but hopefully that's sufficient information. They're fine little things, aren't they, some of them? Goodness me. But anyway, there it is. That's there we go. Okay then. Very good. I'll need to wind it at some point, but I'm a bit nervous because it seemed to be fully wound when I got it, so I didn't want to go any more with it. So I thought I'll just leave it for a few days and then we'll have a go at it. Right, okay, hopefully that's sufficient, Martin, for you to have a look. But I'm not going anywhere, so I have all the time in the world, sort of, although I am finding there's not enough hours in the day, even now. So, but yes, there it is. So yeah, there it is. I say it needs a clean. It does need a clean, but nonetheless, I'm very pleased with that. That was pretty decent of them to think about that. No chiming. No, don't think it's ever had any chimings. But it's got a little the actual winding bit. I assume you can buy those. Luckily, this one has come with one, but oh, there we are. But yes, but you've got two sizes, one to adjust the hands and one to wind the clock. So they're different sizes. I'm assuming these are probably standard. So this is This is a number 5, which will mean something to somebody. But that is that's the one that came with this. I just leave it in there. Oh, there we are. There's a name. It says something made in France there. Made in France. It is a French carriage clock, so it's just prove it's a genuine one. The genuine one. So this one, obviously, you can adjust the hands with this, and then you can wind it on this one. But they are 2 different sizes, as you can see. But, there we are. Right. Hopefully that's sufficient, Martin. But I was saying I was quite moved really by the staff. I've had nothing from the firm, but I guess maybe there's still time, I suppose. Right, but yeah, very good indeed. Right, okay then. Let's let me see if there's anything on the chat. I'll have to scroll and let's have a look. Right. Oh yes, the moon phase clock. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's another thing I've got to get working, as well as the days of the week. My uncle was an amateur horologist, very amateur, I think, and he spent ages trying to get the days of the week because it would stop the clock, you see. And in the end, he took the ring out. I've still got the ring, luckily, so I can put that back in, and for the days of for the date, which is the day of the week at least. So, you can see, I could see what was happening myself. What was happening? It was too much friction, and it was just sat on two pins, and the friction was too great for it to turn, and it would try and do everything, and it would just stop. But I think it wants to. I don't want to do it, but it's like it just wants 2 bearings there, and it would sort it out. I should have to think about that. But I plan to put that back in. And the phases of the moon have been a bit of an issue to get them to work, but I might have a crack at that as well. So that's what I'd always planned to do when it was mine. I knew it was always going to be mine, but I left it for quite a long time when my stepmother was in the house, because it was sort of part of the house. But when she passed away, I went and got it. There we go. Did I find out where to keep the key for the clock? No, I'm not sure where it's supposed to. There's probably a special place for it, isn't there? Is there a? Okay. That's where I was when I got it. So there we go. Oh dear. Right. Okay. Right. Okay then. Let's see what Martin's got to say about that. G4KLB. Where's me? I've lost my mouse. There we are.
Yep, very good, Colin. G4FKK. Oh, I can't believe this gear is still working. Yes, I'm not sure now. It looks like a lever escapement, but with a very different pallet fork than on all the ones I've got. I've got three of mine. That bonging one is mine, and in fact the one on the I was showing earlier is mine as well. But they've all got these more modern. Oh, look at that! It's ticking now. It's because I moved it. It won't last. But you'll notice you can't really see the extended pallet fork that you've got. Most of the ones with these sorts of escapements on have a few jewels. There's that escapement has actually got, with the balance thing, has actually got 4 jewels. It's got 2 hole jewels and 2 cap jewels. That one on the top's a cap jewel. I don't think it's got them on the. No, it has got one on the escape wheel and the and the pallet fault, those two little red bits. You can see the escape wheel escaping, and probably just see if my camera work wasn't so appalling. But yeah, that's a perfectly good place to keep your key, by the way, Colin. That's where I keep my keys. I usually do. There it is. This one hasn't got a number on it, but it's very, very old. My three all came from my dad. My dad was a proper watchmaker, professional watchmaker, but he didn't really like doing watches, but he did the occasional clock for his own benefit. Oh, there you go. It's stopped now. Anyway, I don't know if Simon's still watching, but yeah, you'll be able to get a key, and hopefully the clock will work. If they've actually been running for a good number of those 50 or 60 years, then you might find the bearings. In fact, I can show you some bearings on this one. On most mantle clocks and most of these carriage clocks that I've seen. See if you probably can't. God, my camera. Right? So that's a good example. That bearing there is just a hole. It's a brass bush rather than a nice jewel. And eventually, particularly the ones lower down, nearer the barrel, the mainspring, they can tend to wear out their bearings, so they go oval rather than round. So hopefully you won't have to do that, because that's a very dreary job. I know Roger's done it a few times. Right. I don't know if we're still on official net timings here, Colin, so I better shut up, just in case we are. So you'll find you get far fewer hours. Well, it'll seem that way, Colin, now you're retired. I used to despair of all the old codgers who told me, I don't know, I had time to go to work, but it's true, absolutely true. It's some sort of time displacement. Right. 73 all again, G4FKK, and if you're still there, Colin, back round to you. Oh, and yeah, you should just be careful with the clock. I mean, that grandfather clock presumably runs on weights, so you haven't got any mainsprings to depower. And Simon, if you decide to look at your mantle clock, make sure there's no power in the mainsprings. They're deadly. I'm trying to find my test card here, by the way. Oh, there we go. Right. 7-3's all, G4FKK off and clear yet again.
Okay, thanks a lot, Martin. Yeah, I'll just come back to reply then. That's very good. Now there's no time restrictions now, so the net is officially finished. It's a free for all now. That's the way I'm viewing it, anyway. Very good. Yeah, old Mike says where I found to keep the key on SQ. Well, it's there at the minute, but it's not staying there because it's obviously interfering with things. But it's up there as I've been so busy. Oh dear, I don't know. I can never get this chat to scroll. Right. Okay then. Oh, John's off. Okay, 7-3's John. But yes, thanks for that. I was saying the jury's out on that one then, but at least this one keeps going, and is keeping reasonably good time. I did see that it was wound over one way and not in the middle like yours is, but nonetheless, it's keeping reasonably good time. I can obviously tweak it a bit, but the grandfather clock, yes, that runs on ludicrously heavy weights. It's got well, we call it cat gut, but it would be a very big cat if it was the if that was the case. But yeah, it's had that replaced luckily, and when the face was resilvered. But yes, they did it in a reasonable way, but it's still a little bit. It wants cleaning, but I'm nervous about doing it. But yeah, it had a lot of foxing on the face, and that was, as I say, it was re-silvered. But it's a very old clock, and it's been messed about with multiple times during its life. It must have started off as something entirely different. We've had people. It's sparked many a conversation at the hotel. Apparently, the cherubs are not original. They were put on afterwards, so some learned gentleman told us. But it would always cause a great stir. The actual movement is very basic, actually. It's very basic. It's like, and it just sat on 2 bits of wood. But the clock is the the case was made by a guy in Mudderford. I thought my grandfather made the case, but it turns out he didn't. And he was an expert woodworker. He was very good, but he actually got someone else to manufacture that. So he must have been very good, because my grandfather was was an expert, really. Did very, used to take me into his little he had a little workshop that apparently used to be an ice cream vending thing, because it was glass all the way round. It used to be in Bournemouth Gardens, apparently, but my dad found this thing was being scrapped, and they shipped it off, and he made a little workshop out of it. so he'd have me in there hammering nails in and doing various things when I was very small. I had to be lifted onto the seat just to keep me out of mischief, I think. But he'd get a pound of nails, and I'd drive them in. It was just to teach you how to do things, which was quite useful, as it turned out. Oh dear. Anyway, there we are. Anyway, that's enough. I will say 7 trees, and we go in QRT now. I say I've got loads of projects on here, so I shall just work away at them. But most of them are they're not super vital. There's no real time limit, so it's not really a problem. Which means you can do things properly. So which I prefer to do, really. Okay then, 7 trees then, G4KLB.